These aren't those people. They are our family members and our friends.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. More on a discussion on the topic this week at a local hospital. Plus, a new water tower in the works. Find out where in Coon Rapids it could be built. But first,
for me, it's just about growing my own food.
A victory for residents wanting to keep chickens in the backyards of their homes. That tops CTN News is Friday, May 6, 2016. Thank you for joining us. After 6 years of discussions, the City Council voted 6-1 this week to allow chickens in Coon Rapids.
The new ordinance will take effect by the end of the month. CTN's Joe Nelson has more from the meeting and what you need to know if you want to keep backyard chickens.
With a vote just minutes away, Coon Rapids citizens flocked to the City Council chambers to listen and to be heard. Public comments range from positive.
Most people that want to have chickens want to be responsible owners and want to not cause any problems.
To negative.
I just think it's a horrible idea. It's just begging for trouble.
To the unusual.
Those that vote for this ordinance, I'll be more than happy to mail you a chicken.
But in the end, Ben Hiltner and possibly hundreds of others in support of bringing chickens to Coon Rapids got the answer they've been waiting for.
All in favor signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed?
Aye.
That motion carries.
The number of people who are excited, it's really pretty amazing to have seen all of that, especially for as long as it took. It makes it worth all the effort to get us to this point.
The ordinance requires a maximum of 4 chickens per household with no roosters allowed. No slaughtering with standards for sanitary conditions. Coops and runs no bigger than 60 square feet in the backyard, located at least 10 feet from property lines, 30 feet from neighbors' homes, 50 feet from any well, and 6 feet from their own home.
We'll be monitoring this, but I think from a staff perspective, we're satisfied with how things ended up.
With the ordinance not going into effect until the end of May, both Hiltner and City Community Development Director Grant Fernelius say it's best to wait before building a coop or buying birds.
In the meantime, staff is working on the administrative process in terms of the paperwork, the application, determining what the fee will be so that we'll be prepared when people come forward and want to actually apply for chickens, that we'll be ready to help them out with that.
If you're excited to have chickens, as we all are, just wait until the permit process gets started. Make sure you know the rules, make sure you follow the rules. We don't want to make trouble with our neighbors. We want to be good examples.
The new ordinance will take effect on May 23rd. At that time, you'll be able to apply for a permit, but you must have a site plan showing your coop and run meet all of the requirements. For more details on what you need to know before buying chickens, go to our website at ctncoonrapids.com. Stephen, Karen?
Always nice to have the fresh eggs.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Also this week, the City Council approved an ordinance that allows native plantings and landscapes for homeowners. Under current city code, grass and weeds can't be taller than 8 inches. The new ordinance allows specific plants and grasses to be taller than 8 inches, but they can't include weeds or overgrown turf grass. Environmental groups say native plantings are more environmentally friendly as they increase pollination and reduce water needs.
We had discovered that there were some people who maybe wanted to put in some more native plantings to the area, for water conservation or to help with, really steep areas in their yard. They have a deep root system. So there were some other reasons why people wanted to put some different types of plants in their yards.
The new native plantings and landscapes ordinance will take effect by the end of the month. The city plans to educate residents about the changes through various mediums, including the city newsletter, website, and cable TV.
A new water tower is expected to be constructed in Coon Rapids in the next 2 years. Once that happens, the water tower on Foley Boulevard, the smallest of the 3, would be taken out of service. It holds a maximum of 500,000 gallons of water, but currently can only be used up to 50 or 60% of its capacity. The new tower would be triple the size and be located somewhere in the southern part of the city.
Right now, all of our towers are north of the railroad tracks, kind of the north half of town. We've got a lot of good industrial users that use a lot of water on the south end. So to help them with better pressures and peak demand that they have, we're trying to spread these out and put them in different quadrants or areas of the city.
The engineering department is still in the preliminary design stage and looking for a spot to build the new water tower. Construction is expected to start in late 2017 or early 2018.
A once popular teen fashion retailer is filing for bankruptcy and closing stores, including 4 here in Minnesota. On Wednesday, New York-based Aeropostale announced it's seeking Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection and closing 113 of its 739 stores nationwide. Here in Minnesota, locations closing include Coon Rapids, Blaine, Woodbury, and Maplewood. Aeropostale expects to emerge from bankruptcy protection in 6 months as a smaller company. Analysts say fashion outfits with cheaper clothing like H&M and Forever 21 are taking market share away from retailers like Aeropostale, Abercrombie & Fitch, and American Eagle Outfitters. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, a chance to shine a light on mental illnesses.
And a free event this week did just that. On Thursday morning, members of the Compassion Action Network gathered at Unity Hospital to discuss mental illness, where it's been and where it's going. The featured speaker was Sue Aberholden, who is Executive Director of the National Alliance on Mental Illness Minnesota. She says too often people think mental illness only affects adults.
Mental illnesses really start in childhood, but we really only think about it in terms of adults. So we want to make sure, and I think that's why the school district was here as well, to really understand that we need to be identifying kids early and providing treatment before it really impacts their life in a negative way.
A panel of health professionals and advocates from Anoka County also talked about what's being done to provide mental health education and services within the county. The Mental Wellness Campaign for Anoka County will be holding their 7th annual 5K Walk for Mental Wellness on Saturday, May 14th at the Coon Rapids Dam. Registration begins at 10 a.m. followed by a short program at 10:30. The walk begins at 11. Refreshments will be served and there will be drawings for prizes. More than 300 people attended last year's event.
There's a push underway in the African immigrant community to educate local residents about chronic diseases and other health issues. Last Saturday, the Liberian Health Initiative organized a community health forum, which took place in the Coon Rapids Civic Center. Dozens of people attended. The topic, diabetes, which impacts an estimated 24 million Americans, many who don't even know they have the disease.
Our hope is someone will leave from here today and think twice when they pick up a box of cereals on the grocery shelf, when they pick up a pop, from the holiday gas station, to think about how much sugar is it, what risk am I putting myself, can I prevent myself from getting diabetes?
3 more health forums are planned this year, including mobile health screenings on June 25th. Organizers hope the forums help reduce health disparities in the African immigrant community. For more information, log on to LiberianHealthInitiative.com.
Hope for Youth is getting some help from the city as it continues construction on a new transitional housing facility off Coon Rapids Boulevard. This week, the City Council authorized a grant to Hope for Youth for more than $9,000. The money, which comes from charitable gambling proceeds, will be used to cover building permit fees and the plan review related to their Hope Place project. The transitional housing facility will be located in the old Stage Door Dance Studio building. Once completed, it will house homeless 18 to 23-year-olds who are in school or working.
Some local students held a fundraiser this week to help several causes, including Hope for Youth. The 2nd annual Empty Bowls fundraiser took place Thursday evening at the Compass Bell Center in Coon Rapids. Art students from the Compass programs, Regional High School, and River Trail Learning Center created around 450 bowls, which were sold for $5 apiece. There was also a silent auction. School officials say it was an opportunity for students to do a big idea for the greater good.
Many of our students have experienced their own challenges, and I think sometimes because of their circumstances they feel powerless, and this is really an opportunity for them to really have some power, to feel like that there's something that they can do to give back to their community, to help out kids who maybe were in a similar circumstance that they've been in.
All the money raised from the Empty Bowls fundraiser will benefit Hope for Youth, Heifer International, and the school's food shelves.
It's the end of an era at Anoka Ramsey Community College. Tom Yell is retiring after 29 years as head coach of the ARCC baseball team. He coached his final home game last Sunday at Wintercrest Park. Yell is only the 3rd baseball coach in Anoka Ramsey's history. During his time there, his team have challenged for numerous division and conference titles, as well as made it to the Region 13 tournament countless times. Heck of a nice guy, too.
Yeah, congratulations to him. That's a heck of a run.
Way to go, Tom.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here again next week.